There we go. College flashpoint coming. You ain't really saying nothing. Tap in and hear some. Tap in and hear some. College flashpoint coming. You ain't really saying nothing. Tap in and hear some. Tap in and hear some. Yeah. College flashpoint coming. Tap in and hear some. You ain't really saying nothing. What's going on, everybody? Man, I'm excited. It is a college flashpoint. Once again, I'm your boy, JD Oracle. And my boy,
Terrence.
What's up, Terrence? Hey, man. So we're gonna start this show off a little different than what we normally do. Only because had a lot of stuff going on, and not only in the world, but in our personal Heat Ratio Network family. So first and foremost, I want to send a prayer request out to Tony Cotillo. He's one of our Heat Ratio guys, man. Just a unspoken prayer request for his family. I know it'll be very much appreciated, man. I know the power of prayer myself personally, so I don't know who you pray to, but if you guys throw them a special prayer request, not to get too holy or too spiritual or whatnot, but please do that, man. That would mean the world to me. Secondly, we lost a legend today outside of college basketball. We lost a legend, Hank Aaron, man, 86 years old. He lived a good life for what I can see.
Legend. And
that's for any sport, anybody that's doing anything sport, especially in the African American community. Hank Aaron was a big part of that. So we don't do that. And then last but not least, man, what was the last thing we said we was gonna talk about before we started? Do you remember?
That was Hank Aaron. I think that was
maybe that was it.
That was it. Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
Mm. So it's been a crazy year. So today we're talking about college basketball. If you guys read it, you've seen it. Me personally today, I'm in a special little zone of mine. We redid the set over here at my house, but I'm on my Jalen Rose today. You know what I'm saying? I got my part. I'm rocking. I don't know if you guys can see it. I got my part. Yeah,
it's kind of rough over here, but it's straight.
Fab Five. You see my Duke stuff in the back. I don't really got a whole lot to brag about today. I see you got your Carolina stuff on, and we gonna get into it, man. We ain't gonna get these people. We gonna get these people what they want.
Yeah.
All right, man. So starting off, man, where are the Blue Bloods, man? Where are these guys? Where's your Kentuckys, your Dukes, your North Carolinas, your normal guys you're seeing there? Where they at, man?
Man, they hiding this year, man. They in a trash can somewhere, man. Like I don't know what's going on. They in a trash can.
All of us, like, it's not even, normally we know our normal thing is we talk junk to each other. The Duke and North Carolina guys, we love to get into it. We love to talk our trash, have our debates about who's the better team. And it's looked like this year, man, on Tobacco Road, ain't gonna be nothing going on. It's just gonna be a regular game.
Regular game, man. Like, it's a rivalry, so people still gonna watch it. It's Duke and UNC, so people still gonna tune in, but it's just not as excited, being with COVID, the fans. If you think about Cameron Crazies, one of the hardest places to play, it ain't gonna be that this year because of COVID. So it's definitely a confusing year this year when it comes to the Blue Bloods.
Yeah, but it's weird. Kentucky not in it. Even Memphis. I thought Memphis was gonna have a better year than they having with Penny, and just thinking about what that's supposed to mean. It's just like it's weird this year. And not only that, man, I know we have our rivalry, of course, with the Duke and North Carolina, but I wanted to ask you something, man, because you're a North Carolina dude, and I wanted to kind of start this off. Even though we're not in the fight this year, I want to start it off like this.
Yeah.
Do you still hate him? Do you still hate Laettner? Tell the truth. Do you still hate Christian Laettner?
Yeah, of course. He's between him and JJ, I hate them the most out of all the Duke players. I think him and JJ Redick, those are the most hated players, I feel like, in the UNC Duke history. Those are the most hated. So yeah,
I think people hate Grant Hill too. I think because of the Fab Five, I think people still hate Grant Hill too.
If we talking about UNC, yeah. If you think about Fab Five, when Jalen Rose was talking junk, if you look at the documentary and And yeah, Jalen Rose is talking about Grant Hill. Yeah, they have a problem with Grant Hill, but UNC wise, yeah, I think our biggest we hate JJ and we hate Christian Laettner the most. We hate both of them the most.
So the people that I hate the most out of all the North Carolina guys are Tyler Hansborough,
Psycho T.
Psycho T, Ed Cota. I hated Ed Cota, bro. I don't know why. I didn't hate Raymond Felton until he got there. You know what I'm saying? I didn't hate him until I didn't hate Raymond Felton until he got there.
Is that a South
To
Carolina thing? I don't.
Yeah, I just like him because he played at North Carolina. I mean, I liked him
Okay.
before I liked him before that. Like I went and saw him play in high school when he played in the like all the state championships and stuff. I was a big Raymond Felton fan. The day that he signed and the day he went to North Carolina, it was over with. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
so I mean, and there's a couple other schools that I don't like. Me personally, so being up in Philly, I have an issue with Villanova, but it's only because how people in Philly treat Villanova. They treat them like they've always been good, and it's like there were some years that I didn't even know nobody that played on Villanova. So
Yeah.
in recent years, they have put the program back together. They've done a lot of stuff, and the Big East they've really done some stuff, dog. Like they looking good to me personally. Villanova's looking like one of the better teams. They number 3 right now, and we'll hit that in a minute. But growing up, like I remember being UNLV being pretty decent with Larry Johnson and all them boys. North Carolina was always I hated those guys
Yeah.
always. I've all and if I but you know what, I will say this, bro. Because I hate North Carolina so much, I know a lot about them. It's You hate them so much, and you learn about the players, who they got coming. I already know about who y'all new recruits gonna be. It's kind of like I am about South Carolina. I really do hate South Carolina, but at the same time, like I know more about them than I should. Like I really
Yeah.
do.
Oh, you really? Oh, so you have a love for South Carolina, man?
I told you I'm like a closet fan. It's like
Because all I follow is Duke. I don't follow NC State, Wake Forest. I mean, because we been beating them, so they. I mean, NC State did beat us this year, so I'm saying the season's crazy, and I wanted to hop on something Michael Joe was saying. Chris Jenkins, yeah, I hate him. He hit us with the dagger. I was on the ship at the time. I thought Marcus Page. I thought he was gonna save us.
yeah,
And Chris Jenkins came back and
swap.
hurt us. So
Hey,
yeah,
but you know what? You had a good run though. Like I don't remember a year. Like I mean, honestly, I don't like Roy. I like Roy Williams as a person. So let me stop there. I'm gonna preface what I'm saying. So anybody that think I'm lying, you can ask anybody that know me. I might hate a person on the court, but like when they a good person outside of that, like I can always respect that. Like I'm not a LeBron fan on the court, but like outside of that court, man, I'm the biggest LeBron supporter that it is. So for me, Roy Williams, I really do respect Roy Williams. When Mike Krzyzewski was going through what he was going through and he was sick, man, the first person to reach out to him was Roy Williams. Roy Williams is a class act, and I mean that. And I'm not a North Carolina fan. Everybody know that. But I have a lot of respect for Roy Williams and the program that he has created at North Carolina. They are always, except for this year and maybe one other year, I've never seen them that bad. And you know what I'm saying? I don't know. You guys introduce yourselves or throw it in the title of the stream. All right, so first off, I'm Jamar. So for y'all know, I'm Jamar. I'm JD Oracle for those of you guys who follow me on any other like things. And Cromarty, you what? T Cromart.
yeah, T Cromarty on Instagram. And if you Snapchat King Cromarty. So yeah, I just go by Terrence. That's my that's my name. So
Yeah,
yeah.
and we're gonna have it at the bottom of the screen as well. You'll see it. We take it down, but you'll see where you can follow us all at and all that. I might have took Cromarty off here, so I gotta add you back. I had Dan on there from yesterday, but I'll get your stuff back up there as well. And just kind of going what we're saying, like there's just certain guys, like certain people, like Roy Williams is, for example. Roy Williams, because of who he is, the success he's had, people dislike him. And I don't know if if that necessarily is I don't know if it's warranted, man. Like I want to say it's warranted, but I don't know if it's warranted. Like, like he haven't done anything bad. He's never, talk trash. He's never done anything to anybody. I just think because he's associated with Kansas and he's now associated with North Carolina,
Yeah.
he's always been a winner. So people just don't like him. But I will say this: the dude is legit. And if he wasn't coaching at North Carolina, I probably would be a super huge fan, way bigger than I am now.
Yeah,
What's your
I
thoughts on
feel
Coach K?
Coach K. I mean,
Go
I
ahead.
hate
I'm
him.
ready.
I actually do hate Coach K, but I respect him as well. It's like can you really hate him for what he's done with the Duke teams? I mean, but if you're a UNC player, you kind of have like that hate love. I mean, I wouldn't say love. It's probably a lot of UNC fans that actually hate Coach K, but you got to respect what he's done for Duke. Just always in the top 10,
Right.
always bringing in the top players, number one players. Most of his players in college producing the NBA, Kyrie, Jason Tatum.
You
Um,
know, we don't
like
like to talk about Kyrie. Like there's one player I would give y'all any day would be Kyrie, dog. I know he only played like half a season too, by the way. So yeah, you can
but
have him.
but yet yes, I hate him, but it's like you got to respect. You get just like you were saying with Roy Williams. You just have to respect him. He's been winning for so long. He's like a. I mean, it's no. I probably wouldn't say that, but I mean, he's up there. He's up there, kind of like with Nick Saban. Like you hate him, but you got to respect what he's done with Alabama, winning all these championships. And but
Oh, I'm gonna answer this question real quick, Marty. After you finish
okay.
your
No,
statement.
I'm done.
All right. So to answer your question, Michael, I think that if Coach K wasn't there, they wouldn't be the brand that they are today. Coach K is the brand. Like, I mean, as much people say, like the court's named after him, just like Dean Smith was the brand for North Carolina for all those years. Like the Dean Dome, everybody. I mean, I ain't even a North Carolina fan, but I wanted to play in the Dean Dome so bad. One year when I was in high school, my dad, we didn't have a whole lot of money, but when I was growing up and I was getting ranked and all that stuff, I went to North Carolina camp. I did. And I know people won't believe it, but I went to North Carolina camp. I, you know, I actually, I went to North Carolina camp. I wanted to play in. I wanted to see what it was like. I wanted to, you see the games and you want to be like, oh, I want to go there. Like I remember one year, we tried to plan to go. It was like, we're gonna get our money together, get all the homies, me, you, Banks, was all gonna go to the North Carolina Duke game and see how much the tickets were. And it was ridiculous, but you're paying for the experience. Like you're paying to see the crazies. You're paying to go to North Carolina, who has got more seats, but like have that place rocking.
Yeah.
And that's what college basketball is about. It's like college football. It's the same thing.
Yeah, when it comes to right.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, well, yeah, like you were saying, definitely feel what he was saying. If it wasn't for Coach K, yeah, they definitely wouldn't be the program they are today. But just like he was saying with Dean and stuff, I went to the basketball camp as well, and in 2000 when Matt Doherty was a head coach, I went over the summer. I was able to experience it. I went to the UNC and Duke game, nosebleeds, and they are expensive. I think we paid like $250 each. My nose was bleeding. That's how bad. That's how bad it was. So yeah, but
But
yeah,
it's the experience though.
Yeah, it's the experience though. So yeah, he like you were saying, yeah, if it wasn't for Coach K, yeah, it'd probably be UNC getting all the players. Like so.
True. And there's a bunch of different schools. So like Cromartie, you being from North Carolina, man, like Wake Forest, NC State, any of those schools are really good basketball schools. Like you could go to any one of those schools. We got it's so many schools in North Carolina in general. Like when I first went to UNC Charlotte is even good.
Yeah, ECU usually ECU might be there. Yeah.
It's crazy how much like talent is really in North Carolina as far as hooping. But even now I'm up here now in Philly, like I'm seeing all that talent here too. So it's like basketball is one of the sports is where it really don't matter where you from. If you can hoop, you can hoop. That game is not, it's not like kind of like how the South kind of run football. It's, it's kind of like you don't need to be from a particular place to be able to hoop. And they're finding that out now because a lot of these players are coming from down south and they're coming from up north too. So what are we supposed to do? I got something to throw out to you though. Top 25 rankings. We have never seen a rankings like this. I don't think we have. I'm gonna read them off. I was gonna put them down at the bottom, but I'm just gonna read them off. So number 1 is Gonzaga. Baylor number 2, Villanova 3, Iowa 4, Texas 5, Tennessee 6, Michigan 7, Houston 8, Kansas Jayhawks 9, Wisconsin 10, 11 Creighton, 12 Texas Tech, 13 Virginia, 14 West Virginia, 15 Ohio State, 16 Virginia Tech, 17 Minnesota, rode the boat, 18 Roll Tide,
The football teams, man.
football team, Missouri 19, 20 is Clemson, 21 is Oregon, 22 Illinois, 23 UConn, 24 UCLA, and 25 St. Louis. Bro,
Like that doesn't make that's that,
what are the teams that you used to seeing? Like, were these guys, they just decided not to play this year or something?
yeah, like yeah, like Joe was I mean, yeah, it's like Joe was saying, like they now Gonzaga, they
Yeah,
always
Gonzaga.
be they Gonzaga's always in the top 5. They
Yeah,
coach, they coach is pretty good. He reminds me of uh Bill, what's the coach for Boston Celtics? He used to coach for who did he used to coach?
you
Boston
talking about
Celtics.
the you talking about the new coach,
Yeah, Boston Celtics coach now. He used to
Brad Stevenson or Brad Stevens?
yeah, he reminds me of what Gonzaga coach remind me of him. Like, like he used Brad Stevenson. That's how Brad Stevenson got the job in the NBA. The squad he took in college, they was always good at the end of the year. So
Stevens, yeah.
something about Gonzaga. They program, yeah, they program is it seems like it's, and I mean it's not like Duke and UNC, but it's up there. Like you could
Yeah.
consider them one of the, I mean, they not like the real blue bloods, but they, I mean, they are,
I
they
feel
color
like
is.
Gonzaga is like Clemson to football. I think they're the Clemson of college basketball. They haven't really solidified themselves as like the front runners yet, but they always there, and they starting to become more of a thing we're starting to see. Just like Villanova. Like I want to talk about, but I don't even
No,
want to talk about that. But
Villanova, yeah, I mean, they always, I
yeah,
mean, they known for being there at the end as well. Big
but see,
East.
this is weird to me. So I'm gonna talk about Iowa real quick. All right, so Iowa, they got the Garza dude, right? And that's like that seems to be what everybody's talking about. Garza, he's supposed to be the number one prospect and all this and all that. And what's going on, Al? Another heat ratio guy. I just it's crazy. I try to see here and I try to think about it. In Iowa, it doesn't strike me that they'll win it all. Like, I mean, I know they having a really good season right now. I just don't see them winning it all. I really and honestly believe that Villanova is going to win it all. If you look at the top, we just talked about the top 25 players before we got on here,
Yeah,
and the top 25 players for the Wooden Award, they got like 5 from Villanova. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
It's crazy, man, and it's crazy, man. Villanova, to me, man, their coach Jay Wright, man, he deserves player to be coach of the year. And I know everybody will say, okay, Gonzaga deserves it. The guy from Gonzaga, and I get it. I get it. I'm not arguing that fact. I just think Jay Wright. I think the world of Jay Wright. I met him one time last year. Nicest guy. He treated us. I mean, we were just high school coaches, but he treated us like we were college coaches, his own colleagues. He was talking to us just like that, giving us some nuggets of advice, and everything. So I had the utmost respect for Jay Wright as a coach, and I hope his program does well. I hope they really
Yeah.
do win it all. Baylor, I don't think Baylor's that good. That's just my personal opinion. I know people are gonna beat me up. I'm sorry. I just
I
don't
don't
think they're
think,
gonna
yeah,
win it.
yeah, they're
I just
not
don't
gonna
think they're
win.
gonna win it.
But I was gonna say
So
with Nova, it's crazy because I always been a fan of Villanova too, especially when they had the squad with Cal Leary and they had the two other boy. They had another boy. I thought he was gonna be in the NBA, but he never made it. But that year they had Cal Leary and them other boys. They out of the NBA. They was in the NBA, but yeah, I always been a fan of Villanova since Cal Leary days. So I definitely feel like he has the experience, Jay Wright. So Yeah, Griffin. Yeah, I think they good. I think they good to go back to the Final Four.
I got
Definitely
them winning it. I mean, their
got to
brackets
win
haven't
it
came
all.
out yet.
I got Gonzaga. I'm gonna take Gonzaga to. I got Gonzaga winning it all this year.
Okay. I
Yeah.
That's a feasible thing. So here is I'm about to play devil's advocate. You know, we started off talking about the show I had of the first thing was like give Penny time or whatever. But I love what Juwan Howard has done in Michigan, bro. Like I
Oh
love it.
yeah.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like Michigan for a couple years was looking pretty weak body, pretty weak sauce. And
Uh,
they've been pretty weak sauce, my man. Like not as
no, they was nice before Howard came though. They was.
wait a minute before we start giving out, too much praise. I mean the next level, like where I think they really gonna go. Because recruiting has come way up.
Yeah.
That recruiting has come way up. So all these people have, talking about
Randy
or
Ford.
talking,
Yep. Yeah. My
so
bad.
they've been talking about a lot of stuff, and they're saying that, okay, well, if Michigan can come back to prominence, what does that mean? Can they create another Fab Five type situation? And to me personally, I think they can behind Juwan Howard. And I'm telling you, they can do it. They can have another Fab Five because he has the recruiting power.
All freshman starting lineup.
I think they could do it because there's enough talent. And the thing about it is, there's gonna be a lot of people missing on players coming up soon because nobody's really playing. Like there's some areas that aren't even playing basketball right now. So the only thing you have to go by for prospects is if you go to AAU tournaments, like up here, for example. I'm in outside of Philadelphia. I'm in the suburbs, and the players are playing, but they're playing a condensed season and they're playing in mass. So there's not, there's some people that some kids even opted out and aren't going to do anything until AAU season. So there's going to create a big, a big gap in the recruiting because it depends on how good you can recruit now and how many players you had on your big board prior to COVID, and who was on your players to watch. So to me personally, in my personal opinion, I think they could do it again because people are going to be coming to him for the Fan Five. You know what I'm saying?
How you feel about them even coming to college? Like, these a couple of top ranked high school players have been jumping straight into the G League, so that's a fact that you have to play in when it comes to recruiting. Like, I was talking a couple of months ago about this. Like, it was some top recruits that went straight to the G League. So, because they want to get paid. They don't want to risk injury. They want to go get paid. And then a lot of players, most of the NBA, development teams, those owners and those coaches, they going to look at G League first because that's their development team. So,
Yeah.
that's gonna play a factor as well when it comes to recruiting. But Fab Five, I don't see. They didn't win it all, so they can be another Fab Five, but they still didn't win it all. They lost to UNC and Duke. So
I didn't say they was gonna win it all. I said Fab Five. I say you're gonna
yeah,
have 5 dynamic freshmen come in that are gonna all start. And to answer Al's question, is it Michigan is that good or because of Howard, or did they already have a good class coming in? And to be honest with you, it could be a little of both. I always say this about college coaches. You really can't count a college coach's team until about 3 to 4 years after they get started. Because for example, when you first sign, that first year, you're already going there. And it doesn't matter if the new coach is coming in unless they give you the option to shut down your recruiting or open your recruitment back up. If, like, for example, for me, I signed going into my junior year. So I already knew where I was going. So if my coach would have got fired, I would have still been going there regardless because I was already going there. So the thing about it is when you start saying stuff like, okay, well, if this person gets hurt or whatever the case may be, if something happens, then you already know where you're going. Everything is based on this, and it's like year to year. Like they always explain it to like anybody in NCAA that your scholarship is from year to year. A lot of people don't realize that. If you play poorly or you get hurt, they can drop your scholarship. There's nothing that's contractually holding them to stay with you till you get healthy. It's not a pro. Like that's why I think it's amateurism is BS because you have the opportunity to drop me at any point. I can become a free agent in college quicker than I can as a pro. So to me personally, and there's no repercussions if you drop me. And sometimes if you drop me in the middle of the season, you drop my scholarship, I can't even go play for another Division I team depending on what NCAA say.
Mm-hmm.
So to me personally, Juwan Howard, I think the name and what he was going to do to the culture brought a lot of players, but those players are just now getting there. I think he had a really good foundation. They already had a good coach, so it wasn't like Michigan had a bummy coach before Juwan Howard got there. It's just that it was his time to roll out, and Juwan Howard was to me the clear favorite to get it anyway. That's just my personal opinion. And to be real with you, Michigan since the Fab Five, Michigan to me they have their own kind of trademark. You know, the black socks, you know, the skin, everybody was bald, you know, baggy pants, you know, Jalen Rose and them, they was listening to rap music and all that stuff. So they already had like kind of like some flash to them and whatnot. I think they just recharged everything. Go ahead. You want to take this next question though?
Yeah,
Marty?
Griffin was saying, if you commit and fire the coach, can you change your mind and go somewhere else? Yeah. It's been plenty of times where players decommit off the coaching. So yeah, you definitely can decommit and go to another school. Um,
However, comma, you hit it with the, however, comma. I hope you're gonna get them.
um,
Do you know where I'm going with it?
no, yeah,
Okay,
but
so this is a part of it that a lot of people don't realize either when it comes to like recruitment. So when you getting recruited, and let's say you shut your recruitment down, and let's say you shut it down your junior year, you don't want to deal with recruitment no more. You just want to move straight to the college. You just want to like start moving towards that, so you don't have that pressure on you. And then your senior year, you can just play ball and try to win a state championship or try to win your league. A lot of people don't realize that sometimes, even though you shut your recruitment down, coaches are still going to call. Like there's a coach, like for one of my homeboys, he had a coach that even though he had already signed, this coach still talked to him basically to the day that he left to go to school. And it's a lot of times in schools that they don't think they can get you anyway, but just in case something happens. It happens a lot in female ball for sure because they have the potential to get pregnant, and that's not always something that can happen in male ball. But in a female game, girls can get pregnant and those positions can open back up. So to shut your recruitment down so early or not to be still listening when somebody come to you might be kind of foolish because maybe you signed to a Division II school, but you was on somebody else's big board to go Division I. And if that's the
mm,
case, and when somebody get hurt for the guys game or somebody get pregnant in the girls game, you have an opportunity to take one of that position. Kind of like in love and basketball.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
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 like Tanya Randall. Like Tanya
yeah,
Randall got pregnant. So that's the only reason
yeah,
Monica got
yeah.
there.
That's why old girl, yeah, was saying that's why you got the yeah. So yeah, okay,
So that's just
okay,
my personal opinion. So I was gonna make sure you hit that part. But yeah, I'm with you on that. Like, yeah, when it's time to you to do your recruitment or whatever, if you sign and that coach is gone and you don't think you think that's gonna affect your playing time, because a lot of times when you come in that first year, you're not their recruit. They didn't recruit you. You just kind of like collateral damage. And if they didn't have time to do any recruitment before they got there, before the season starts, then you just who they get stuck with. So,
yeah,
I mean, you could be looking at, okay, it's probably time to transfer or go somewhere else or to greener pastures or go to one of the schools that really wanted you. They recruited you. You know what I'm saying? They just not going to go to a place where they just going to end up and you're going to be the guy that's there.
yeah, yeah.
So, all right. So, Carl, I'm going to let you take something. I'm going to shoot this over to you real quick. And this is a big question. So get yourself ready for it.
Okay.
All right. Let's say if you are a pro scout, if you were pro scouting right now, give me one player that you're taking off the big board.
I gotta take. I mean, of course, everybody would say it, but I mean, Garza. I mean, he's a 20. He's probably like a 20, 22, 23, and 10 player. He's
Yeah.
big. He can run the floor, step out and shoot. Like he's one of those next generational players. I've seen him play. Like, so I'm taking Garza first. I'm taking him first. Like he's just one of those type of players that's can give you 25 and 10 easy. So yeah, I definitely would take Garza, no problem. I mean, I don't.
So
He's
I'm
going.
on.
He's going number one to number two.
All right. So check this out. So he is also leading, and he's leading the 2021 Wooden Award odds. So he's a negative 750. So that probably means as of right now, if they were to get an award out, he'd probably get it.
Yeah.
The next thing I wanted to point out that in the top, I'm looking at the list now. And I'll read the list out. So number one is Luca Garza, Ayo Desunamu from Illinois. You got Corey Kispert from Gonzaga, Jared Butler from Baylor, Cade Cunningham from Oklahoma State, Trace Davis from Indiana, Jeremiah Robinson Earl from Nova, Jalen Suggs from Gonzaga, Colin Gillespie from Nova. That's what I'm saying. It's just like Nova, Gonzaga, Drew Town, Gonzaga. And out of this list, I'm gonna be real with you, man. My number one guy, man, I'm taking, and people gonna think I'm absolutely crazy. So please hear me good. I'm gonna take off my big board. I want to take Corey Kispert from Gonzaga. He's
Okay.
number three. He's number three in the voting. It's really still kind of early, but I would take him. And and to your point, real quick, Al, why did Maxey fall so far? And I don't think he fell far because he couldn't play. I think a lot of other players, like it was so many other players that kind of they had glitz and glamour to them. If you know what I mean. They built up Melo, they built up Obi Toppin, they built up the dude from Georgia. Now I can't even remember his name. They built up a lot of these dudes prior to the draft because
they were built up. Yeah, they were built up prior to the college. They were built up prior to college starting. Like the one from Georgia. Like he was
Anthony.
built.
Was it Anthony?
Yeah, Anthony Edwards. Yeah,
Anthony Edwards.
Yeah, he was built up prior to the draft. You think about throwing them ball in there, like, and the one that that he set out. So they was already looking at him before the season started. So
yeah.
So
then you got those international players. So that's another thing. So just for you, Al, like I never thought about this until probably like a week ago, and I look back at our comments. Like these international players are also playing, and some of them are professionals already. They've been playing overseas for years, and with the the incumbency of new guys coming in and saying they're going to play in the G League or they're going to take a gap year. And funny story, man, if anybody's got anything, nothing to do one day and you're a Hoops fan, go watch the movie. It's called Gap Year. It's about a player who decided not to play. He ended up signing with Puma and he went not Puma, Adidas. He's a Puma or Adidas. I can't think of the name right now, but he signed with one of the schools and instead of him going to play college, he ended up being an intern and he just worked out a whole year, just getting his body right, getting physically fit. And then he also started learning business stuff that he might use for if they ever gave him a shoe. So if you guys ain't got nothing to do, man, go check out the Gap Year movie. I think it's on Showtime or whatever. I'm not, doing any free publicity for him, but the movie is good. And it breaks down how the NCAA really does play a part in, the drafting. Because after that Gap Year, he suffered. Like his draft stock suffered because of that. Because he wasn't one of, the top guys they were talking about. He's not, he wasn't LaMelo Ball. And as much as they hated LaMelo Ball and, the way he did it, it's not stupid. He created a lot of buzz about himself. They say LeVar is crazy, but LeVar, man, at one point during the year, man, LeVar had 3 kids in the NBA. 2 number 2 picks. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they did it different ways. So really, to be honest with you, is he really crazy? Or do we just think that he's a little much? But his kids don't talk. The boys don't say nothing. They just play.
They just hoop.
They not out here getting involved in all this. Like my man's like, even Zoe, they was like, yo, you gonna sign with the company? Nah, bro, I'm good. I'm gonna do my own thing. They're not big talkers. And I think because they aren't big talkers, they're gonna be successful. I know they haven't got this level of success yet, but I think they will because they are humble. Their dad is not so humble. He's very overzealous, but when their kids don't do it, somebody got to do it for them. So that's my personal opinion about it. Al hit us with a big one right here, cuz he said, like Luka been playing overseas in a pro league since like 13.
Yeah, you see how special he is. The guy that went to the Wizards. He was playing in the pros for overseas for a minute. I think he's gonna be special. So yeah, you definitely got to look at those international players coming overseas because, like you were saying, it's a pro league, so them boys might play against for the Summer Olympics. You might see them boys playing in the Summer Olympics going against other countries because they've been in the pro league. I don't really know the age requirements for when it comes to playing in the summer Olympics. But if they playing with like guys like that that's already in the pros when it comes to the Olympics, yeah, them
Right.
they know the basics of the like. I mean, they just pretty nice, so that definitely plays a part. And you see how Lucas balling MVP candidate.
So I'm gonna give you another scenario. So I'm gonna take you back a little bit. This is for all the old heads. I'm not really call y'all old heads, not old heads, but people are a little older than I am. I'm 32, so I'm gonna give a little question for some people, and you can answer this too, Cromarty. So I'm gonna name 3 players that did not play in high school, and I want you to rank them how they would have did in high school if they played. And if you could have put them on any team, what team would you put them on?
You said
All right.
you mean college? Yeah,
Yeah,
they
they
didn't
didn't
play.
play. They played. They didn't play in college. They played in high school, but they skipped high school and went straight to the pros. All right. So
Okay.
I'm gonna give you 3: Kevin Garnett, Kobe Bryant, Jermaine O'Neal. Go.
Hmm. Ranking.
Not ranking. Like, how would you think they would have did in the NBA? Each player, how would they have
I
done
mean, yeah,
it?
in
I mean,
college. Yeah.
in college. Yeah, in college. My bad. I keep saying NBA.
Oh, Kobe with a ball. Kobe with a ball. I mean, I gotta think about high school, but if he had the right coach, I'm kind of worried that Kobe probably would have been like a little ball hog kind of. But I felt like if he would have had the right coach, Kobe would have. I
So
mean, it's
send him.
Kobe.
Let's see. We send him to North Carolina to play with Dean Smith at the time.
At the time, if he would have played with them, the competition would have been crazy. Because I'm watching a story back in a couple. I think it was like last year or something like that. I'm watching Vince Carter talk about him, and they was talking about if Kobe would have came out. What Kobe was saying too, like I would have loved to play 1-on-1, go at it with Vince in practice. Like just imagine that squad: Vince, Kobe, Ed Cota, Antoine Jameson.
His name is not to
Like
be said over here, dog. Don't say his name out here. All time leading next to Raven Felton, bro. He was a problem. Cota was a problem, bro. Like
yeah,
God, he was a
so
problem.
yeah, that would have been special. Like, but I don't know how that team would have gelled because them boys was like the top players. No disrespect to Duke, but I mean with Dean Smith, I think they would have been able to gel. But top players, just because you got top players in your team, doesn't mean you're going to go far in the championship. I mean, Duke. I mean, y'all be getting the top recruits a lot, and y'all be getting upset first round, second round. So I
Yeah, watch
mean,
him out. Watch him out. Watch him out. Watch him out.
but with the right coach, I think with UNC, yeah, he would have been able to gel. And I think he probably would have been. He would have went. Yeah, he would have been. I think he would have been able to gel. Yeah.
All right.
Um.
I'm gonna take Kevin Garnett real quick. All
Okay.
right. Kevin Garnett for me is personal because Kevin Garnett is from South Carolina initially. Everybody think you from Illinois. He's not from Chicago. He's from South
Yeah.
Carolina. He
Yeah.
got in trouble and he ended up going to Chicago basically to make sure that he was able to, secure that bag, secure that bread. But me personally, if you put Kevin Garnett in college for a year, he runs college. He goes. I don't see nobody stopping him because he's in that same year with all them boys. They all kind of right there together. So to me personally, Kevin Garnett would have probably been the player of the year that year. I'm just gonna be real, and I know there was a lot of hoopers, and I know a lot of people gonna say there's a lot of guys older than him, but Kevin Garnett was something we hadn't seen because he was already handling the ball. Like
Yeah, he was taking it down the court.
yeah,
Like, yeah,
I saw him in high school, so I know for a fact in high school, dude would take it. He would block a shot, get the rebound, take it all the way down, go behind his back, and then still dunk in high school. And this was at 7 feet tall. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what it is. Like to me personally, Kevin Garnett thrown in any type of college ranks would have been a disaster for anybody who had to check him.
yeah,
And I'm gonna switch out Jermaine O'Neal for Tracy McGrady.
yeah. Hooper. He played in Carolina. He played in North Carolina, like Mount Zion. I don't know what who he had on his big board. It probably was like UNC Duke too, because I mean he played right out of Durham, so he probably would have been another one like Kobe. I mean
Yeah, there's a lot of stories about
he
the
probably
boys.
would have played with Vince too. You know they cousins, so he
They
probably
are
would have
cousins.
played. He probably would have played. He probably would have catered. No, I mean UNC. You know a lot of people want to play with. You know a lot of people came out wanting to play with us just off the names. Michael Jordan playing. You know the White Howard was gonna come. J.R. Smith. He committed. So I mean a lot of them boys probably would have went to UNC. I don't know about LeBron. It's kind of I think he between Ohio State, Duke, and UNC with him. But
Yeah, he probably would have stayed home though. I
yeah,
got a feeling he probably would have stayed in Ohio State. He been a big Buckeye fan, so he probably would have ended up going to Ohio State.
yeah,
So Al, what I'm gonna do for you, man, for special request for Al, man. I don't have all the stuff to do now because I didn't look all the stuff up. But for next week, I'm gonna put on my Twitter, my big board, and I'm gonna get the big board from Cromartie. We'll put them up on Twitter for you guys to take a look at. We're gonna take y'all a different route real quick though. So there's gonna be a bubble. They're gonna make some type of bubble in Indianapolis um, for the big dance, for the bracketology, for all y'all bracketologists that's gonna be out here making your bracket. It's
yeah.
gonna be March Madness. They're gonna have some type of simulated bubble in Indianapolis this year. Uh, so what are your thoughts, man, on them going into a bubble? You think it's a good idea or not?
For me, it's these are one thing you got to know. These not professional players. I mean, yeah, you care about your career. You know, trying to get in the NBA. But these guys just coming out of high school. You know, they these guys they're young. So you gotta have those leaders on the team, those ones that's seniors, junior, those upperclassmen. Because the coach not gonna be able to watch over them. So I feel like when it comes to the bubble, I'm worried that the young guys coming out of just out of high school, um, lower classmen. I feel like they might get in some trouble. Like they might. Yeah, for all 64 teams, they talking about having a bubble. It's kind of hard because you like, where would they stay at? Like, it's not. I mean, it's a lot
Well,
of. It ain't that many hotels in any in
yes, it
Indianapolis.
is. Yeah,
64, and then you got what
because you can what you
15
can do is
players
it's not
plus the
everybody's in
coaches.
Indianapolis, dog. I think it's gonna be. I mean, not to cut you off. I really do believe that it's gonna. I mean, they're gonna be in Indianapolis, but the hotels could be anywhere. Like long as they're in that radius where they're gonna be driving anyway. They're gonna have to get on their
Okay.
team buses. They have to travel in to do their practices and so on and so forth. But I think they're gonna do it to a point where the kids are, because in my personal opinion, the reason why COVID is spreading in the college ranks and stuff is because the kids still had the opportunity to go out and do stuff. Like you could leave practice, you could drive, get in your vehicle for at your school, and you could drive to the mall, or you could go to whatever. And as much as your coaches and stuff will tell you you need to stay, quarantined or away from people outside of practice, they're not gonna do it because at this point there's nothing really at stake. Like they're not. I mean, if they miss a game now, it's not the big dance. But when you get to a more of a modified bubble type situation, everybody's trying to win the chip, and everybody wants that opportunity to win the chip because it's in that point it's tangible. It's something you can touch, you can feel it. Like it's only to win the national championship, you really only got to win what 7 games, 6 games or something to
Yeah.
win it, all. So you got to stay focused for a 17, 18, 19, 21, at the most 22-year-old. You only got to stay focused for 6 games if you get into the dance. So okay, I love it. I love the
Yeah, it's like
idea.
you stay focused for a month. It's about a
A month.
month. Yeah.
And you don't even have to do it because like during the week, because you don't have to do travel now. Those teams don't have to travel from bracket to bracket, Midwest and East. They don't have to
Yeah.
travel. So you take a lot of that time out of it. So you could do probably like an integrated bubble, maybe 3 weeks of playing. You have your natty championship on the fourth week or the first weekend of that next month. Or first week of April, I guess, if you want to start it first in March. And it's honestly, I think it's the best thing. It's the safest thing for them. Um, and it's not a thing you can, and it's just about like being in college itself because once you get like a couple hotels, 2 beds to a room, to players, that's going to be your accountability partner to make sure that you're not out here doing nothing stupid. You're not trying to, catch an Uber to the mall or see some girls out in the hotel lobby or something. Or maybe they block off specific hotels, they're bigger hotels, and they say, okay, well, we're going to have these 7 teams here. We have these 10 teams here. And, we just have to rock it like that, because once they get tested and they get cleared on their quarantine, then, those are going to be the only people that they're going to be interacting with. So there should be nobody that's going to be able to bring them anything. And that goes for the people that's going to be working at the facility too, because it should be the people that's working at the hotels and that, the different places they're going to practice and play. They should be also in quarantine so this thing can be successful like the NBA bubble. Once you get in the bubble, it ain't no leaving. And once you do, you have to go back into a 2-week quarantine.
Yeah.
So, there's I think that should be NBA. NBA made it work.
Yeah, so they'll probably have it like probably like each reason, each it's was it 4 reasons, so they'll probably have most of the reasons in the same hotel. So like teams from each reason to be in the same hotel. So that's probably how they do it. Because I'm thinking probably like, I guess I know you would travel anyway, but I'm just thinking like if a hotel this far from the gym versus a team that's close to the hotel, would that affect anything? Like I'm traveling farther to get to the gym where we playing, but you only 2-3 minutes away, and I got to travel 30, 40 minutes, an hour.
I
Like,
mean, I don't think they'll push them out there for. I think at the most, they'll probably say, you know what? Because Indianapolis is a big city.
yeah,
It's a really big city. So they're kind of built for this. It's just, and they wouldn't have chosen this place if they didn't have the capacity to hold the teams.
and they'd probably be playing. What would the trying to figure out where would they be playing at? Where's the exact location? Because thinking they'll probably do whatever gym it is, probably do like the bubble, because they're gonna have to have more than one court. So they'll probably have like six courts built in one building or something like that, and then have them playing because it's being 64
yeah,
teams. So they're gonna have to
yeah.
probably have like 6 courts
I'm
or
thinking the
something.
same thing. To me, honest, and I don't know.
It's
Somebody
at the
can,
field. Is it at the field house? Is it? Are they
I
playing
don't
at
know, man. Don't get me the line. I got to see the bracket. When
Lucas
I
Oil
pull up,
Stadium?
I'm gonna pull up bracketology because they got like a thing for it already pulled up. So let me see what they got. Oh, it doesn't say where they play, but they say as of right now, like they already got it kind of up there. Like this is crazy. Like they already kind of got it up to date. They got the regions already broken down as of January the 22nd.
Yeah.
They're the number 1 seeds and everything, man. This is this is actually pretty cool. They even got it's pretty cool. But it doesn't say where they're gonna play. They all just say Indianapolis. And that's fine. I mean, we don't need to know all the details yet. We still got to get through February before we even, start pushing into that. But
Yeah.
like we'll get information over to you guys.
Oh, I see some stadiums they showing are. I do see, but yeah, they are showing some stadiums. Oil
So they got
Stadium.
wait, they got some
Uh,
probably where the Pacers play at and stuff like that.
yeah, Indiana Farmers Coliseum, Mackey Arena, West Lafayette.
Yeah, so they got some
Oh yeah,
places.
yeah, they got yeah.
It's basically like an inverted AAU tournament. I think that's kind of what it put me in the mind of. You're gonna have different locations playing, but they're gonna be sequestered. You're not gonna really probably have fans there and stuff like that. It's probably gonna be very much like scrimmages, and that's gonna be hard to get up for those type of games, kind of like in the bubble. But the
Mm-hmm.
teams that can do it, the teams that have great coaching and can stay focused, they will benefit. Because now I think a lot of the kind of a lot of the parity in the normally in the big dance is that the little schools they kind of get a buzz about them, like the Craytons and the Butlers and stuff like that. And before Marquettes, like they would get like a buzz, like who's this team, coming out of nowhere, and then they start winning, and the crowd get into it, and then they want that team to beat that, that Duke or that North Carolina or that Kentucky or the Kansas. They want those teams, those little teams that really not supposed to have a chance to, to get in it. But then when they do, it generates all this buzz. Like when Davidson and Steph Curry and them, they went and they was doing their thing. I remember cheering so hard for Davidson, not even really knowing that it was only right down the street from where I grew up, or like down the road, really. Then it was crazy. So I do think I'm gonna miss that, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. I'm just happy we got something.
Yeah, because I think, man, like you was saying, like, man, I think this might be one of the most excited because he like, well, they ain't got to. If we're not gonna have fans, anybody can come in there and upset somebody. Like,
Yep.
I mean, it's already you already get upset with fans. So just imagine, oh, we ain't got to worry about UNC Kansas fans coming. Oh, it's just added a scrimmage, like you were saying. We just balling, like
Yep.
so. It's gonna be crazy this year. I am kind
Yeah.
of excited about it. When I think about it, like yo, like it's gonna be crazy.
And then even the teams that we saying now are trash. Like we saying that North Carolina and Duke are booty right now. They saying they not good, but really, if they get into the big dance, these guys could come on at the right time and it won't even matter. Like I keep telling everybody, like, what does it matter that you're ranked number one all season, go to the big dance and get blowed out in the first round? It doesn't
Yeah,
matter. Like the only thing that matters is how you playing in the postseason. Like that's
yeah,
the one sport that's the only thing that matters. Like, football ain't really like that at all because, you kind of got to be good all year to even get into the playoff. But basketball is kind of like if you coming on at the right time, you can do anything. And Al saying hopefully the NBA playoffs can hopefully by the NBA playoffs we can go to games. That would be great, man. And Al, I'm a Sixers fan. You know me, I'm pulling for the guys, the hometown guys, and I'm hoping that they can do something. And it would be great to go to a game. I hadn't seen a live game outside of a high school game in well over a year in person. So since I moved here, I haven't been able to go to see the Sixers play. So I would love very much to be able to do that. I think it's a part of the game. It's a part of the game that we've all been missing as fans. Because I think before anything else, before we analysts or we, podcasters or host shows, I think we fans first, and that is something that we all miss and something we all want back. And we just got to make sure and hopefully like people can do what they're supposed to do as far as staying home, being safe, quarantine, and wearing masks. That maybe by June, maybe by July, maybe August at the latest, we can have, some type of form of, regularcy, well, not regularcy, but some type of form of regular stuff going on. And, if it is cool, maybe Creighton ended up winning it. Let's say Creighton win it. Creighton is the national championship. Remember what was the name of the school that went last year? They had the nun. The nun was praying for them. They was beating everybody.
um, is that in Philly? Was
Oh
that in
man,
Pennsylvania?
I don't know the name of the school that she was praying. That nun was praying,
Oh,
and
let
they
me
was
look
beating
it up.
everybody. Man, she was praying hard. Them boys was beating everybody.
Oh,
I ain't gonna hold everybody up,
yeah,
man.
yeah,
But
yeah.
but yeah,
Um,
but next week, man, it's kind of give everybody like a heads up, man. We're gonna go back. We're gonna go back through some football stuff. There's some football changes, some people that have been hired and fired. We're gonna hit some football things next week. We're gonna talk a little bit more. We're gonna get that list for Al, players to watch going forward, because we're getting close to the March Madness. We're getting close to kind of getting some of these guys ironed out and getting some type of normalcy and some type of flow. And we'll be able to break down a couple more teams. I really want to break down Villanova, Gonzaga. I also would like to break down Baylor, even though we don't think they're going to be here at the end of the thing. I think we'll break down some of those teams, and have that list for you guys. And I know that's going to be very important for some of you guys who are NBA fans as well. So you guys can kind of see who your team might take if your team is doing bad right now in the NBA. Who you guys might have a chance to get if you're lucky enough to get one of these lottery players or one of the sleepers.
yeah.
It's just been a weird year. It's been weird, man. Like even Texas. Like Texas is number 5, dude. They haven't been good since Durant. Like,
No. Shaka, he balling. He be down there. Like he can't since he came. He's been a good coach since VCU. So I
right.
mean, VCU always
They
used
did
to
have
be
good
up there.
teams.
So
Yeah, especially
yeah.
in
So I mean, him
the
coming to Texas, like that's pretty good. Like
look at all these football schools, man. I'm gonna read out the
that's what I'm
football schools.
saying, man.
You got Texas, Tennessee, Michigan. I don't know about Michigan. Michigan's
Oh
done
yeah,
football
yeah,
wise.
yeah.
Houston, Wisconsin, Ohio State, Minnesota, Alabama, Clemson. Like these dudes in the top 25.
Yeah,
It's
one of the ones
crazy.
that really surprised me is Bama because I mean, you naming the other schools. I mean, Clemson. they be ranked, but they'll be in like the fifth. I seen them. They sometimes rank. Then Big Ten, they always have. Big Ten is actually pretty good in best. I mean, pretty good in basketball. Like think
Ohio
about it,
State, Ohio State has been pretty good
yeah,
recently. I will say
Wisconsin.
that.
They had the big boys back in the. So yeah, they always around. So um, yeah, man, it's been a crazy year. One thing I wanted to hop on, I know this college, but no, shout out to the Chiefs, man. We got a tough one this Sunday, man.
Oh, come on, bro. Man, this guy, dude, we trying to. I'm having a heart attack. I just had to get on the emergency episode yesterday because my boys went out and signed Dwayne Haskins, and I'm just.
Woo!
It's a sad day to. It's a sad day to be a Steeler, man.
Mason Rudolph or Haskins? Who y'all gonna go with?
Shitty and shittier. Man, I don't even know, man. I'm not to get too far in because we had 55 minutes, and I said I wasn't going to go an hour and 30, so we got a little time. But to be honest, man, I don't know, man. That was a stupid thing. That was stupid, just dumb. Like I've seen dumb stuff happen as a Steelers fan. I've been around for some dumb stuff, but this is probably by far the dumbest. You already got Josh Dobbs and you got Mason Rudolph, and either one of them are probably, if you put them together, you still wouldn't have a complete quarterback. So I don't know why you go out and get Haskins, who is a basket case, when the only person that I think has more mental issues than Dwayne Haskins is Carson Wentz. So that's just me personally. But, I don't know. Why you go sign him? What was the point of signing him for a year?
I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe just maybe they believe in him, man. They believe in him. I mean, yeah, he's a Buckeye, so I mean, maybe they just believe in him, man. Give him give him a year, see what he is. He was ranked in the top 15, so I mean, maybe he just need.
Do you remember where he was drafted when he went into the league? Remember where they drafted him at?
Yeah, he was. I think he was 15. If I'm not mistaken, I know he wasn't top 10. I think he was 15. I think he was 15, if I'm not mistaken. 15, 14.
Let's see where he was drafted.
They might get a quarterback in the draft, the second round or something. Because I mean, some good quarterbacks. We was talking about that last week. Some good quarterbacks coming in the draft, so they probably go pick up a quarterback too. They could do that.
They could, but listen, man. He was drafted 15th, and he was mad about that. And he's not the 15th. And he right now.
He said something about that.
He's like, I'm gonna make them regret every single time I play him. Who regretting that they didn't pick you up right now? Because I think every single GM in the NFL is probably like, "Boy, I'm glad we didn't pick that dude up." That dude is a basket case. And then, my thing is like, the quarterback is the one position that comes, man. All right, listen to this. I'm gonna sound crazy saying this, and I need y'all to hear me. I need y'all to feel my heart. Don't get wrapped up in what I'm saying. Feel my heart. What I'm saying. As a Steelers fan, this year was the most frustrating year in my entire Steelers life, and I'm gonna say this why is because you gave me 11-0, right? You gave me 11-0. I had great hopes, bro. Like I had all this hope that we was gonna do something. I thought we might have a chance to play the Chiefs. I like playing the Chiefs. You know what I'm saying? That's a rivalry for me. I like that game. I want to play them. Man, listen, bro. Like, hey, y'all ain't been beating us all the time, bro. Just relax, dog.
Well, it is a rivalry in the playoffs.
It's a rivalry in the playoffs. AFC rivalry. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to play y'all. I wanted to feel that, the Steelers got a shot. They played with my emotions, bro. Like Pinky said. Like my man on Friday, Big Worm. Don't play at my emotions. Don't play at my money. Then they played with us 11 games. They won 11 games straight. Tomlin had everybody thinking we could do it. Then they go and Ben decided he forgot how to play football. And then defense was all hurt and banged up. And, I get it.
Yeah, I think that played a big part. Bud Dupree and Bush going out, that played a big part. Yeah.
But at the same time, though, you can't have Juju out here dancing on the field. He like Suge Knight. He dancing in the middle of the field. He like P. Diddy out there dancing. I can't have all that. Like I need somebody. I need Tomlin to stop being these dudes' best friend. I need him to start being their coach. and
Mm-hmm.
that's real. Like, I think Tomlin is a great coach. I think he's a great motivator, but I think he does coddle Ben a lot, and I think he does not demand that Ben really step up and be this Hall of Fame guy that everybody keeps saying. But be honest, did you see the flaws all year? No, because the defense covered up a lot of the flaws. Like Cromartie said, like the defense covered up a lot of our deficiencies, and because we
I
can
mean
stop people.
the run game, that run game never. Y'all didn't have a run game the whole season. I really didn't. I mean, I don't. That's why I don't know why y'all. I mean, maybe the first quarter of the season y'all may had a Connor was doing a little something, but y'all never established a good run game. You know, a lot of things was talked about that. You know, y'all always known for that. Le'Veon Bell, Bettis, like
Sad, man.
y'all. So
And I like Connor. People. I'm getting other messages on Periscope, man. People like Connor. I get it, man. People like Connor. He came back from cancer, man. I'm all for that, man. I hate cancer. I think it's the craziest thing in the world. Cancer sucks. But is he the best running back we could have got? No. I like Benny Snell, to be honest with you. Benny run hard.
yeah,
Hard. He run hard. He don't drop the ball. Connor, man, you don't know if he gonna get a paper cut and have to sit out for 3 or 4 games, dog. You don't ever know with him. Like, I'm over Connor. Like, if you are a Steelers fan, you know my pain. I'm done with dude. I want him out of there. I want Juju gone too. I don't want Juju neither. So if you know any GMs or anybody looking for Juju Smith-Schuster, in Eagles, I'll make you a trade right now. You trade me Jalen Hurts, I will give you Juju. Period. That I feel like that is a comparable trade. I feel like they should be able to make that happen. If you give me Jalen Hurts, I will give you Juju Smith-Schuster without questions asked. We can do a 1-for-1 trade. We can do it in the back alley. Nobody have to know.
yeah.
We can even let them.
I mean, we even take Juju. I mean,
Bro, like,
maybe
y'all
we
got
don't.
enough players, bro. Get out of here, dog. Y'all get every player, man. Like, when I got Le'Veon Bell, bro. Like, come on, man. Like, y'all didn't need that dude.
I mean, he
And
wanted to
now
play
y'all don't
with
even
the champ.
use him. And then y'all don't even use him now. He just on
So
the bench hanging out.
he wanted to get a ring, man. He wanted to play with the champs, man.
All right. Well, since you didn't took us here, man, what's your predictions for the because we got a little time here. What's your predictions for the games this weekend? We got Buffalo Bills and Chiefs, and then we got Tom
Green Bay,
Brady versus
Aaron
Brady versus
Rodgers.
Rodgers.
Yeah.
Ooh,
You
wait.
know, I forgot who playing. I mean, I know Steelers ain't in it, but I mean,
I ain't forgot. I'm just getting old, man.
but I got I got I got us winning. I got us covering the spread. You see that Bills came. You have to run. You have to run. I mean, you have to run this. Even even Browns, they had a good running game, and they still couldn't beat. They still couldn't keep us off the field. I mean, our defense always tends to show up in the playoffs, man. I know it for the Chiefs fans out there. It does give us a headache. We be at the bottom in defenses, but I got us winning, covering the spread. I think the latest was 2.5, if I'm not mistaken. So
That
you
game's too
know,
close to bet on, man.
yeah.
That's a game
So
you don't bet on.
I'm betting because just like they say, you never bet on Brady. I feel the same about Mahomes. You never bet on Mahomie. So I got him.
You never bet against him, or you never bet on
Yeah,
him.
never bet against him.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I was about to say that
So
sounded. I wouldn't
yeah,
bet against that dude.
yeah. So yeah, you never bet against. So you never bet against Mahomie. So I got us covering 2.5 in
Okay.
Green Bay. I got them covering as well. I know that. I know it was 38-6 the first game they played, but Devontae Adams, I think he was just coming back from an injury. So Aaron Rodgers, he's playing lights out MVP season. Nobody on Tampa Bay can slow down Devontae Adams. So I feel like he's
Yeah.
going to go for 100 yards. He's going to go for over 100. They running game, three-headed monster. They got Aaron
Yeah.
Jones, Williams, and they got the rookie. So I got both teams covering the spreads, the number one seeds. I got both of them taking it.
All right, man. Here we go. Here we go. We love you too, Martin. I'm gonna be
Yeah.
honest, man. All right, here we go. I don't believe Patrick Mahomes is 100%. I'm just gonna be real with you. I just don't believe it, and he could show me some complete different. I'm just a dude talking about sports. He could go out. He could play the best game of his career. He's got enough weapons where he should be able to stay healthy and stay upright. I just fear that because Buffalo does have a good pass rush, if they do get to him, I just don't know how much he can take. It's kind of like a Justin Fields type situation. Justin Fields didn't play a bad game, but he was kind of banged up going into that game. And I think if they can get the ball out of Patrick Mahomes' hands pretty quick and let his playmakers make plays on the edges and out in space, like Kelsey, Tyreek Hill, Hardman. Shoot, I can just keep naming dudes because y'all got so many of them. Le'Veon Bell, Edwards-Helaire. Like, a lot of the guys that when he first got hurt, they were saying, okay, well, you got a running back for that reason. He shouldn't be getting banged up like that. And that's true, but sometimes Patrick Mahomes have to make plays with his legs like most of the good quarterbacks in the NFL. Like, they have to because he creates a mismatch when he can run. When you get in man coverage, you turn your back, he could go. He don't have to do it all the time, but in that particular case, Patrick Mahomes had to do what he had to do. So I'm not faulting him for his injury. And to be real with y'all, I just don't know, man. I just don't see him. If he's hurt and banged up, I don't see them beating the Bills because the Bills have showed they have a really prolific offense. And I know you're gonna say they stalled out against Baltimore. Was it Baltimore they played last week?
Yeah,
they kind of stalled out. But
yeah.
People forget, man, Baltimore has a really stout defense. They really do. Outside of they got their interior four is a beast.
Okay.
They got a decent pass rush. They only rush with 4, bro. They don't send the whole house, and they can get to you. So
we put 30 up on them, though.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. But you're not playing with a fully healthy Patrick Mahomes, bro. His head ain't got rocked up a little bit. That's all I'm saying. Like, we're not playing. Like, if everything being considered, if Patrick Mahomes was completely healthy and this didn't happen last week, I would definitely bet on Mahomes. But I just don't know I don't know how his physical ailment is gonna hurt him in the game. I don't know if it's gonna affect his thought process. He could get hit, could mess with his vision because it's gonna be a lights in there. It's gonna be like bright lights. Mm-hmm. I don't know, man. Like, I'm gonna be real, and so I might take it's too close to call it, but I'm looking forward to a good game. So I'm gonna say if Patrick Mahomes is not 100%, I'm gonna take the Bills just because.
Okay.
But not because I disrespect the Chiefs. I know the Chiefs are real. They got enough people. That's just my personal opinion. I think if he's not 100% and them lights get to him in the game, and he get a headache or something from the lights. I done had concussions. I know junk is weird.
So quick question, real quick. So you think we have to pass? You think we have to pass the ball to beat the Bills? I know it was regular season, but Clyde Edwards-Helaire did have 164 rushing yards. The team had 240. I think we had 240 rushing yards regular season against them, and they run defense is still suspect.
I'm not saying that it's not.
We had 150 yards rushing last week on them.
I am not saying that you guys can't run on them. I think everybody is saying that you guys should run the ball to get the ball out of Patrick Mahomes' hands. But if that's the case, if that's the game plan is to run the ball, I wouldn't put Patrick Mahomes in the game unless I had to. Then, you know what I'm saying? I would just put the other dude in. He did a decent enough job to get the job done. Yeah. Like, so I mean, at the end of the day, are we really saying, okay, could they win with the running game? They probably could. They got enough dudes. Like, you could even let Tyreek Hill run the ball on like jet sweeps and stuff like that. Like, it's a lot of or Hardman or anybody, any of the dudes. Yeah. Like, just pick somebody. Even you got my boy. Y'all even got my boy Sammy Watkins out there. I think he'll be back for the game. Yeah. So anybody could do it. It's just the fact of like what the game plan is. If Eric Bieniemy can come up with a good enough game plan to, stifle the Bills, then maybe that's what they're looking for. Maybe that's what they need. But I don't know. That's just my pick. My pick the Bills is just if they don't have a fully healthy, healthy Mahomes. Yeah. Now that Brady versus Rodgers game, that's something else.
That's a classic.
It is an instant classic, I think, bro. Like, you got two heavyweights because like a lot of people saying that that Aaron Rodgers got a lot of weapons, but so does Tom Brady, dude.
Oh, he got more weapons than Green Bay.
Oh my God, man, he got so many weapons, dude. Like, you got Gronk, you got can I go through the list, please? I got Gronk, Mike Evans, Antonio Brown, and they haven't even turned Antonio Brown loose yet. He ain't even got turned loose yet. So I'm gonna be real with you. If Aaron Rodgers them don't start blowing them out early in the game, cuz it's gonna get ugly because Tom Brady gonna start hitting Gronk for them long. You know how he start hitting them 5-yard bangers,
and then he go up and down the field,
up and down. And I don't know if Fournette is playing. I'm not sure because they haven't really been using Fournette. And somebody's saying that Antonio Brown is out, but
I thought he was game time decision. I thought
He's
he
a
was.
game time decision. But
Yeah,
you know, in a big game like that, I know Antonio Brown is a narcissist and he gonna want to play. I'm just gonna be real with
yeah,
you. I don't care if his leg gonna fall off an arm or his head or whatever. He's playing in that game. And I know they saying he out right now, but we still got what 3 days, 2 days to make a
yeah.
decision. So if he's a game time decision, which I think he is, the last time I checked, if he is, then he not missing that game
Oh
because
no,
this
on ESPN they did say he ruled out. Yeah,
he all
he
the way
said
ruled out.
yeah, on ESPN they did put that he was ruled out for the game. So yeah, he won't be playing.
Anyway, he still got a bunch of weapons. I don't care. And listen, Aaron Rodgers is that man. He a bad man. We already know he a bad dude. He didn't
Yeah.
done it for a long time. He's surgical. You know, everybody know Aaron Rodgers has been surgical. And I would love, in my heart of hearts, though, if I had to see it, I don't care who wins in the NFC. I want to see the Chiefs come out of the AFC because I want to see how Mahomes stack up against these great quarterbacks in the NFC. I mean, if Josh Allen make it, okay, cool, whatever, like great, like they made it. The Bills have a chance to go to the Super Bowl for the first time.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely would want to see Mahomes against them because I mean, last year, I mean, Jimmy Grab, I mean, he's
Nah,
not a
that wasn't
great,
what you
so I
wanted.
mean,
That's
he's
not what
not a
you
great,
wanted.
yeah. So like,
Yeah,
yeah, so definitely either State Farm, the State Farm Championship, or the goat versus the future goat. I mean, that's what
hey,
people want to see.
listen, that's what we paid money for. That's what everybody that's watching the pie, everybody that watches play fantasy football, everybody that's doing all this stuff through the year, they wanting to see the two best teams. Like we always talk about in college football, we want to see the two best teams in the national championship go at it. And we don't want to see these blowouts, which we've been seeing for years now. We're getting tired of it. I want to see good games like the Texas and USC game back in the day with Vince Young. Like I want to see games like that, like instant classic games that go down to the wire. And I know you probably don't want that as a Chiefs fan, but me as a fan that don't have nobody in the fight, I want to see a game so good that I can't even go use the bathroom. I had to bring a cup to the room with me because
Yeah,
I'm scared to leave. And you
and
know,
I
like
think that's crazy because these top four teams are like the top offenses in the league. They are the top offenses. So
yeah,
it's like that's crazy because that's what you're going. I feel like that's what you're gonna see. I mean, these top four quarterbacks can score quick. They teams can score quick just off the quarterback. So I think it's gonna be exciting, man. I think it's gonna be one of those games like like go back and forth. You don't want to miss it. Like Mike Tyson fights, you don't want to miss him knocking somebody out because
it's gonna
so,
happen
yeah,
early in the game. And yeah, like I said, like so I would say I want to see in my heart of hearts, I really want to see the State Farm Bowl. If anybody ask me again tomorrow, I'll probably change my mind. But right now, I want to see the State Farm Bowl, not only for the game, but I want to see the funny ass commercials that they come out with.
yeah.
The funny commercial that's gonna
Who
come
you
out.
got winning though? You ain't choose that NFC.
All right,
Who do you?
NFC. I got the pack. I mean, I got the Packers coming out of the NFC. I'm gonna be
So
real.
right now you got Packers and Bills.
No, I'm lying. I'm lying. I got Tampa. I can't bet against Brady, dog. Like I can't do it. In good conscience, I can't bet against Brady. I love Aaron Rodgers. I think he's one of the most gifted quarterbacks. I do think he's the most, I guess he is the most gifted quarterback out there.
I mean, you
From
would
a
say that,
talent.
Griffin. Your team's not in it, so of course you really won't care. I mean,
Hey man, don't get mad at Gruff. He out here doing his thing, man. We want good games. I don't want nobody in the fight. We just want to be fans. Can we be fans for a little bit, man? Listen, I am a fan of I'm a fan of a fan. Like at the end of the day, I don't have a horse in the fight. I'm still mad about the pickup yesterday. So as a Steelers fan right now, I'm looking forward to the offseason. And a lot of people here saying TB12, you can't go. Man, it's like people hate Brady and they do. I don't hate him. And he stopped me from getting to a lot of, playoffs,
yeah.
being in New England, but I don't hate him, man. I can't hate somebody that, consistently did it the way he did it. And then he's even still doing it out without Belichick. I can't hate on him. I gotta be honest.
I hate him.
Don't because he never stopped Mahomes from getting anything. So just relax. Like
What you talking about? First AFC championship.
Man, that dude was a young buck, man. That dude got 20 more years to play. Get out of here, man. Let Brady be great, man. Dude is a GOAT in his right, man. He's
He can't get 7, man. He can't get
dude.
7.
Why? Why are we hating on him? You know what? When Jordan was going for his 6, man, I never said, you know what, I don't want him to get 7. I want him to come back. And I'm not even a Bulls fan. I want him to come back and get that 7th one.
Yeah.
We don't like. I feel like in the sports world, in the sports community, like we don't want people to be super great because we won't have nothing to talk about. But you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be honest, man. I am one of the rare fans that I love football, I love basketball, I love sports so much that like I don't ever want to mess with the sanctity of it. I never want to mess with the pure organic that anybody can win on any day. And I don't like cheating. I don't like doing anything illegal to win. I never want to win like that either. But I will say this, that when I watched Tom Brady all those years, even with Deflategate and all that stuff, man, even with Deflategate and all that, I still know that Tom Brady was the best. As much as I hated that he was goating it, like I say, that's my new term when Tom Brady do something, it's goating it. He goating it. Anytime you goating it like him, you can just win, and people hate you because of it.
I'm gonna use that when Mahomes win his
Yeah,
second.
when Holmes do it, then we'll say goating it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not gonna say, and I want to throw this out because we got like 15 more minutes before I want to wrap up. But I'm gonna throw this out there, and I know you're not a Texans fan. I know you're not a Clemson fan or nothing like that. So, what are your thoughts about Deshaun Watson? Like,
he's gone. I think it all depends. I say, I don't want him to leave. I think, but Andy, he's gonna be around for a long time. Andy's probably gonna coach another 10 years. So
yeah,
if they get Eric Bieniemy, I think he can go down there and do something. I mean, just with Deshaun Watson, I feel like they're gonna have to get another wide receiver.
yes,
because they
Fuller's
got speed.
out.
They got speed.
Yeah, but Kiki 2T and them, they don't stay healthy enough for me, man.
Yeah, Fuller.
He can't play next year.
I think he just out. Is he out 4 games? I think he just out 4 games or something like that at the beginning of the season. He ain't suspended the whole season, so they got the speed. So yeah, I like wanting him to go to the Steelers. They got Haskins.
No, so, watch him out.
They got Haskins, bro. Like, they're not getting Deshaun Watson. Maybe Miami. Just like he was saying, we was talking about it.
The trade, they'll be basically trading him for the trade that they traded them that year, right?
Yeah. Then they get a wide receiver and Devontae, somebody in the draft. Well, no, they trade that. Would they trade? They would trade it.
Okay, so this is what I've been talking to people about, and you guys, if anybody watched me yesterday, I probably said the same thing. But what I'm thinking is, in my mind, my heart of hearts, if they were to trade, Miami was to somehow trade for Deshaun Watson, and they were somehow able to make a way to get if they were somehow able to leverage Tua, maybe Tua and somebody else that would be appealing, or maybe like a Gaskins or somebody like that, package them together and send them over to Houston for him. And to me, Tua not bad. I don't know. I guess I get it what people are saying it, but we don't have enough of a sample size from Tua. He got injured with a hip injury, and then after he got hurt with a hip injury, he goes into the draft. So he's only really been not injured for probably about 6 months. You know what I'm saying? Like, he came off a major surgery and he got back quick. So maybe he came back too quick and we're not giving him enough time to regain strength in his hip. Because as throwing the ball, as you throw across your body, even though he's a lefty, he's still throwing across his body. He's still making, awkward moves, and he needs power from his hip and leg area to be able to make, 40, 50-yard throws. Like, we know Tua from, if you watch him in college, he got a cannon. He can throw the ball down the field. His accuracy and stuff is going to get better. If I'm the Texans, I don't look at Tua as somebody that, not an asset. Like, I'm looking at him like, okay, give me Tua and a second round pick. Because you don't know what Tua's regiment has been since the season's been over. I think they started him too early. I think they should have stuck with Fitzpatrick, but I think they were trying to generate some type of value in Tua because they didn't know what they had on their hands. For real, to be real with you, because he didn't play. Because after he got hurt in that game, in the SEC game, he didn't play no more. And then they didn't play in the playoffs. So, we didn't see any more of Tua. So let's be honest. Let's be real. Hindsight being 2020. If you are the Steelers, if and Al said this yesterday, Tua and 2 first-round picks. You know what? I think that could get it done. But if I'm the Dolphins, I don't know if I really need Deshaun Watson that bad. Deshaun Watson does have some leverage because he has the no trade clause. So if they try to trade him to somebody weak sauce, he don't gotta go. He can stay in he can stay in Texas and be an expensive paperweight. Or just stay, he could play and just try to stay healthy. If people start coming at him, he could throw it out of bounds. He could keep his, he can still, keep his health, or just say he got an injury and don't play. Yeah. He could pull a Le'Veon Bell, like for all we know. Like he could just opt out. He could do that. I don't really see that him doing that because of the type of character he got. But at the same time, you gotta, at this point, you're making so much money that you can't really risk your career. Like you can't risk it getting hurt if you really don't want to play. Because when I was growing up, they always told you if you didn't want to play football, that's when you get hurt. Like you go out there and lollygagging and half stepping, that's when you get hurt. Let's see. So in my mind, yeah, I think Deshaun Watson will be traded. I think he will be either traded to the Dolphins, and I've also heard him going to Oakland, but I don't know how that's going to work. I don't know how that would even work with basically them. Then that would be obviously they would be the Oakland Tigers at that point because they have all those Clemson guys.
I wouldn't like that. I mean, we'll still be coming out on top, but I mean, do I want that smoke? Do I want that smoke right now?
You give Gruden Deshaun Watson. Gruden is the quarterback guru, dude.
Yeah, do I want that smoke?
Nah, leave that alone.
Yeah, you can go to Miami, man.
Yeah, leave that where it's at, man. Give Brian Flores a shot. And I don't want him. And honestly, if I'm in the AFC, I really don't want Deshaun Watson with Bieniemy either, from what he's been able to do so far. I don't know. Like I know a lot of people are saying that Bieniemy is a good choice at the Texans job. I'm surprised he hasn't been picked up yet, as a coach. And I don't know if there's a reason why he hasn't been, picked up yet.
I think it might have something to do with like traveling, because while you're in the playoffs right now, you can't travel. So that's probably that. I think that plays a key part in it as well, because yeah.
Yeah, and it's like I said, like as a sports fan, man, a lot of people always say stuff like, "Oh, well, we don't want to see this person go here." But for real, as a sports fan, I mean, I'm in the AFC too. I don't think, but I know my Steelers ain't gonna be nothing for a couple years. We rebuilding now. We really in that stage. We rebuilding.
Rebuilding, y'all just 11. Y'all just went 11-0.
Bro, stop talking like that, man. You know what I'm talking about. You know we was trash for real, man. Come on, man. We had stuff going on, man. It was fool's gold, bro. We played the bottom half of the league in them 11 games, man. For real, let's be real. Like, can we be real? We played the bottom half of the league in those 11 games, and we got exposed when we started playing better teams. That's how the cookie crumbled, man. That's how, and there's a lot of other things that went into it. You know what I'm saying? Claypool didn't get the ball no more. I don't know what happened with that. Like Tomlin had the dumbest excuse. And can I say that this is my rant, man? We got like 7 minutes. This is my rant. Mike Tomlin said that he did not want to throw the ball to Claypool because he did not want him to hit that rookie wall. What rookie wall is there? I've never heard of this so-called rookie wall. I don't think y'all wanted Juju to get mad because my man was getting all the fame. And he didn't drop the ball that much. That was Deontay Johnson that was dropping the ball. He was dropping the ball like Aguilar when he was in Philly. But like I said, but then at the end of the year, he started catching. He started, putting in more reps, the juggling machine. But I also watched, Claypool go for 5 touchdowns in one game too. So I ain't even gonna trip. And that's not even no joke. He went off on the Eagles, period. Yeah. So, and that's on Mary Had a Little Lamb. You know what I'm saying? so like, you know what I'm saying? I know what everybody's saying that, we was 11-0, but that team, man, that team's not. We rebuilding, bro. Like, let's just be real. We rebuilding. We're gonna need at least, without a quarterback, man, we're gonna need at least about 4 years to get one of these guys right. And if it's Haskins, I guess so damn be it. But I don't want it to be. And I don't think Rudolph can do it neither. I don't think if you put Haskins, Rudolph, and Josh Dobbs together, you wouldn't have one complete quarterback. Yeah, it's too much, man. And I'm done. I can't. That's my rant, man. I'm looking forward to what happens in the offseason. I'm excited about the offseason. Just like I'm excited about the offseason for college football to see what happens. But yeah, that was our rant, man. We had a hour and 24 minutes. We had 6 minutes to spare. Do you have anything you want to put out before we check out?
I don't know. I know we talked about Hank Aaron at the beginning. I just wanted to jump back on him, man. Special. He was special, man. I was looking at stuff earlier, like number two in home runs, broke the great Gambino's record, and just everything he had to endure, man. Take on 3,000 hate letters a day just
Yep.
because he was about to break
Babe Ruth.
Babe Ruth's record. 3,000
Yeah.
hate letters a day, just the stuff he took on, how great he was, it was another stat. If he didn't hit any home run, he was still number one in hits, 3,000 hits or 30,000, something like that. So I just, man, and what he did for sports, man, as an
Yeah.
African American, it just was great.
Yes, bar none. I was just talking to my dad about this. My dad's a little older. He's my dad's a little older, man. My dad's he just turned 60. But the thing about it is growing up down south, man, you know how it is. Like when you down south, it's a little bit different than in the northern spots. Like I'm in the north now, so I have a lot of my northern friends, they don't really understand. But for me, man, growing up down south and being an athlete, you sometimes endure things that you wouldn't have to normally endure if you were sometimes on north. And I say that to say this. Um, they sometimes love you as long as you got that jersey on. And we talked about this with the military. As long as you wearing a certain thing, they love you. And as soon as you take that off, you are, faced with the reality that you are still, you can't take your skin off. Like it's something that you can't ever do. And he was in Atlanta. And if anybody's been to Georgia, you know that Georgia is one of the places where there's still a lot of hate. There was a lot of hate back in the days. And that Mason-Dixon line was real for a lot of people. Like below that Mason-Dixon line, hate was still really, really prevalent. And he had to endure that at a time that, you know, African Americans wasn't really, excelling in the baseball. I mean, you had Jackie Robinson, you had some guys, like you had some people that really had done some things. But Hank Aaron, man, to do what he did in the time that he did it, he was ahead of his time. His record wasn't broke again until what, Barry Bonds?
Yeah, Barry Bonds. I think he
You know,
broke it in
that's
70. He broke it in 74. So Barry probably broke it in probably 2000 or something.
yeah, like it's
Yeah, it had to be 2000. So yeah,
for me personally, as an African American man, like I couldn't even do what I'm doing now. I probably couldn't do what I'm doing now, or even have had the opportunity to go play sports because they broke that color barrier. Like they really did. They set the bar so high, and excellence was so great in them, and what they had to deal with, even on the buses. Like you said, the 3,000 letters in a day when he was getting ready to break the record. There's a lot of things that happened back in those days and those times that we're like. I hope that we're so far removed from. But it is really remarkable what he was able to do and stay focused, because as an athlete, they tell you to shut up and dribble or shut up and hit or shut up and throw the ball or take or tackle or whatever. But in all honesty, to be able to endure what they enduring and still go out there and be focused enough to achieve these goals is truly remarkable. It really is. Like it's nothing short of remarkable. So, Kamari, to you, man, I thank you for bringing it up, man. I would be remiss if I didn't get on off the podcast and really give him his just due, and really give him his roses. I know he's not here to smell them, but definitely he was everything. He was all that. Like I got a
yeah,
Hank Aaron hat like at the house, like it's a throwback from when they had the Cooperstown throwbacks. I got one of them
yeah.
with the Hank Aaron on the back. So to me, Jackie Robinson, it's a couple guys that they really, what I'm saying. Um, I really do want people to really think about what we had that was truly greatness. We have a lot of talks about GOATs, and we discuss a lot of things about different athletes and who's the best. And a lot of times we don't really get to really experience that greatness because we're so busy arguing and debating who's better. So today, just today, y'all go look at some old Hank Aaron clips. Go do something. Go learn a little bit about the brother and find out what he was really about and what he had to endure. You'd be surprised, and it would also leave you in awe of like what he was actually able to accomplish in this time because that time was difficult.
Yeah.
So, man, until next time, I'm sorry that we had to end like that, y'all. But until next time, man, deuces.